Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation is Sri Rag Mahalla Panjama. Mil Satgur Sabh Dukh Gaiya. Har Sukh Vasya Man Aaye. Antargat Jot Pragasya. Ekas Syon Levalaye. Mil Sadhu Mukh Ujla. Purab Likhya Paaye. Gun Govind Nit Gavane. निर्मल साचे नाए मेरे मन गुर सबदी सुख होए गुर पूरे की चाकरी बिरथा जाए न कोय रहाओ मन की इच्छा पूरियां पाया नाम निदान अंतर्जामी सदा संग करने हार पछान गुर प्रसादी मुख उज्जला जप नाम दान स्नान काम क्रोध लोभ बिनस्या तजया सब अभिमान पाया लाहा लाभ नाम पूर्ण होए काम कर कृपा प्रभ मेलिया दिया अपना नाम आवण जावण रह गया आवण जाना रह गया आप हुआ मेहरबान सच महल कर पाया गुर का शब्द पछान भगत जना को राखदा अपनी कृपा तार हलत पलत मुख उज्जले साचे के गुणसार आठ पहर गुणसार दे रत्ते रंग अपार पार ब्रह्म सुख सागरो नानक सद बलिहार मिल सतगुर सब दुख गया हर सुख वसया मन आए A mind that engages with the wisdom of the Satgur, the true enlightener. It undergoes a catharsis. It is a process that eventually replaces the existential anxiety of the ego, Sabh Dukh, with a deep sense of well-being called har sukh. This process signifies the emergence of a different consciousness within the mind. And this consciousness possesses a self-illuminating effulgence to it that reveals the oneness or unity of existence. Antarjot pragasya ekas syo levalaye. The mind then radiates with the light of this all-pervading oneness, fulfilling one's destiny. Mil sadhu mukh ujjala purab likhya paaye. The mind is adorned, as it were, with divine virtues, purified by self-knowledge. Gun govind nit gavane, nirmal sache nae. Now, nirmal, pure, is a very pervasive metaphor within Gurbani, and it is referring to this catharsis that occurs when a mind or an individual engages with the Satgur, and the transference of that knowledge through that discourse. The mind is step by step purging itself of its innate negative tendencies, as we shall see. In the Rahau verse, in the Rahau Dukh, it is a reiteration of the necessity to engage with Gur wisdom. Mere man Gur sabdi sukh hoye, Gur pure ki chakari birtha jaye na koy. This engagement is never fruitless. It always bears fruit, and it should be engaged with. And then there is a slight description of the process that occurs. First, a cleansing takes place. The mind, as we said earlier, is purged of its negative tendencies. Desires, anger, pride, these are all sublimated. Kam, krodh, lobh, binsya, tajya sab abhiman. And then through the benevolence of the enlightener, Gur Prasadi, the mind is imbued with self-knowledge. And the impact of this self-knowledge far exceeds all the charity and all the ablutions and all the external practices that one could ever undertake. Gur Prasadi Mukh Ujjala Jap Naam Dan Snan. In other words, all the benefits or imagined benefits of external practices are far exceeded by engagement with the Satgur to receive self-knowledge. This self-knowledge is radiant. It's like a brilliant light, illuminating the mind, lightening up dark corners of its consciousness, and it comes to recognize eventually its affinity with the indwelling self, which is always there. And the self, it recognizes the self as a reflection of the Supreme Creator. Antarjami Sadasang Karane Har Pashan. It recognizes it as the Creator. And what does that do? It brings lasting and deep fulfillment. Man kiya isha puriya, paya naam nidhan. So with the benevolence of the enlightener is the ultimate prize of self-knowledge obtained. At that point, all affairs are settled. Paya laha labh naam, puran hoye kaam, kar kirpa prabh melya, diya apna naam. It simply means that your vision now is unobstructed and your decisions are now guided by this wisdom. In other words, you cannot make a wrong decision, so to speak. You will know exactly how to act under any circumstance. And what that means then is this repeated pattern that we engage in will come to a stop. Avan jana reh gaya, aap hoa meherwan. And then intense love and devotion to the self accompanies the emergence of this new consciousness. Bhagat jana ko rakhda apni kirpa tar halat palat mukhojale sache ke gunsar. So the devotee at this point is full of intense love and devotion and is guided by an enlightened intellect. Consciousness of the mind now operates from a higher dimension, which is called Sukh Sagar, the ocean of blissful well-being. And Guruji says that it is well worth sacrificing the self of the ego in order to achieve this state of consciousness. Par Brahm Sukh Sagaro Nanak Sad Balihar. Until the next time, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.